March 4th, 2019 meeting of the West Windsor Township Council. Gay, have we been adequately noticed, and will you call the roll?
Yes, we were adequately noticed on July 11th, 2019 to the Princeton Packet and the Trenton Times. Jeevers?
Here.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Manzera?
Here.
Miller?
Yep.
Zhang?
Here.
Thank you. Would you please join us in the salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Public comment.
My name's Andrea Mandel, 46 Ellsworth Drive, West Windsor, New Jersey. I'm the Vice Chair of the Environmental Commission for West Windsor, and I'm also the environmental member of the Planning Board. Today I'd like to speak not only for myself, but for the Environmental Commission, and in support of the EV resolution today. First, before I do that, I would like to remind everyone that Greenfest is on March 16th. Everybody should have gotten an invite, and it's open to the public and free. West Windsor has been behind in public chargers for electricity, for electric cars. We actually don't have public chargers. And we actually held in West Windsor the only National Drive Electric Week last September in Mercer County, and we couldn't even tell the people who came from all over the state that they had a place to charge in West Windsor. So I'm looking forward to us moving forward with having more public chargers available. In support of this in support of this resolution, just mentioning that the master plan in its current form, and I expect in the future, which we are working on, there's a sustainable circulation section of the sustainability element, which tells us to minimize emissions, which I feel this will support. The planning board has been encouraging the adoption of chargers when we do either major projects or if there are new projects. I'd like to thank the planning board for support on that. I know Linda and the mayor have been very, very supportive of asking people who apply with the township to put in not only other environmental projects, but also chargers or infrastructure for chargers on the properties. And I feel this will be helpful because we can say that we have town council support for that. This is moving us in the direction of the Sustainable Jersey application for maintaining our silver status that we're working on now. And we also just redid the green development checklist for the planning board, and we have added the electric car chargers to that. So between all of these things, I think there'll be good support with this resolution included for improving the infrastructure of for electric cars in West Windsor. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, administration comments?
Yes, the mayor is not with us this evening. He is unwell, and he extends his apologies for not being able to join us. I have several announcements. Yard waste collection was supposed to begin today. However, because of the snowfall last night, public works crews were out and about removing snow from the roadways. Depending upon how much snow melt occurs between tonight and tomorrow, it is possible that they may begin collection in Zone 1. So I would check the township website, but if all goes well, the crews will be out in Zone 1 tomorrow. I wanted to make an announcement on behalf of the West Windsor Recreation and Parks Department. Spring and summer online program registration is underway. And there is a registration date that begins for the summer tennis program on March 24th. I'm sure Councilwoman Manzari will speak further about what the plans are for Parks and Rec. The other announcement I have is with respect to free income tax assistance that is being offered at the West Windsor Senior Center. This program is available at the Senior Center, 271 Clarksville Road, on Tuesday mornings from 9 a.m. to 12:45 p.m., starting February 5th, and it runs through April 9th, 2019. Individuals are reminded to bring copies of their 2018 federal and state income tax returns and all forms they received in the mail from Social Security, their employer, pension banks, brokerage houses, summary of any medical expenses, charitable contributions, etc., including real estate taxes. Appointments can be scheduled by calling the Senior Center at 609-799-9068. It's a very valuable program that's offered. A lot of residents do take advantage of it, and I know that the group that works with the seniors really enjoys being able to volunteer their time and help out.
Very good program.
It is. And then on Saturday, April 13th, 2019, there's a free rabies clinic being sponsored by West Windsor Township. It'll be held from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Princeton Junction Firehouse, 245 Clarksville Road, West Windsor, New Jersey. All pets must be on a leash or in a carrier. There's more information about the rabies clinic on the township website, or you can call the health department directly at 609-936-8400. That's all the announcements I have.
Thank you. Council member comments? Aisha?
Nothing from me.
Linda?
Just thanks to the DPW, getting, whether it's sanding, salting, shoveling, getting the roads cleared for us this morning. Thanks.
YC?
Just very quickly, between last week and this week, I got my first exposure to the budget process. Really a learning experience to me. Really try to learn as much as I can from my peers and from administration and all the different departments, and also thank some of the public to join, like John Church here and a few others. So appreciate that, and I really appreciate the process as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Virginia?
I just wanted to remind everyone to come out and support the Princeton Junction Volunteer Fire Company this Saturday at the Athleta store at Market Fair. All day Saturday, if you mention the Princeton Junction Volunteer Fire Company, you will get 20% off, and they will donate an additional 10% off to the fire company. So please come on out. You don't need a coupon or anything. Just mention the Princeton Junction Fire Company and get your discount. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very pleased to know that this morning we had our budget wrap-up. It was a very efficient process, and I'd just like to thank the mayor and administration, and most particularly the clerk and the rest of council. Great job, everybody.
Thank you.
Gay, you have any comments? We have no public hearings today. Consent agenda.
Okay, Resolution 2019 R059, refund of overpaid property taxes and bills and claims.
Anybody want to pull something from the consent agenda?
I guess I have a couple of questions about something, an item on the bills and claims. Is
Well,
now
ask
good?
them now.
Okay, so referencing a purchase order for an issue that came up during our budgeting process, now I see the dog's name is Barry, so we're going to be talking about Barry the drug dog. Okay. Now, there's a purchase order for Barry the drug dog but I understand from talking to the clerk that the account number 121-300 is actually a trust account. Is that correct?
That is correct, and I have the sheet from the financial, actually from, looks like a budget or financial statement sheet that shows that amount.
And how much is in that trust account?
I just have the citation. I don't know.
Look it up on the budget book.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I want to know is, so there's funds in this trust account that are being used to purchase Barry the drug dog. My question really is, what about Barry the drug dog's ongoing expenses? Medical, food, winter coat, I don't know what he needs, training. Who's paying for all of that?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Then I'm going to ask that this purchase order be pulled and that we not vote on it today until we have some more details about Barry the drug dog. Is Barry the drug dog currently in West Windsor? Is he part of our department yet?
I don't know.
Okay, so let's pull these because I'm not entirely sure what the full scope of the expenses are related to Barry the drug dog. So before we go down this pathway, I think we want to know that.
I understand your concern.
So this was to purchase the dog? Is that what it was, you're saying?
Yeah, so someone someone donated money to this trust fund, but it was in support of fire and emergency services and public safety. But we don't know if they designated these funds to be used for Barry the drug dog. I don't have an objection with Barry the drug dog. I just sort of want to know, well, what about all of the other expenses related? This is why I don't have a dog. Dogs are expensive. Medical care is expensive. Housing the dog, I would understand that the police officer who's taking care of the dog is going to get some kind of food stipend. Dog food's expensive. The training for Barry the drug dog to be trained, I understand he had some specialized training. That's likely to have a cost associated with it. So I guess I need to understand, are all of those costs being paid out of this trust fund, or are they coming out of taxpayer dollars? And that's probably something we should know before we authorize the purchase of Barry the drug dog.
And who manages this trust fund? Is that something in the purview of the council, or is that somebody else's
We don't
scope
know.
of work?
There were
Or
just
and was it?
too many.
The monies that come into the trust fund come through to the finance division. The finance division accounts for it. There are dedicated purposes for which that money may be used. For instance, there's the Board of Recreation Commission, parking offenses, adjudication, municipal alliance on alcohol and drug abuse. I believe Joanne said on March 11th, there'll be the unaudited financial statement, which will show exactly what's in the various trust fund accounts.
But we shouldn't be voting on this until we know that there's enough in that trust fund to cover Barry and his ancillary expenses. Because if we're going to impact township resources.
Well, the question too is not only this year, but future years.
Yeah, it's a 15-year-old commitment, right, at least?
I know that we have been paying for dog food for Cerno and now Cerno and Mackey. And Cerno's name is still on the dog food and on the vet bills, which we also pay for. So I really think it makes a lot of sense to give the council the information about who decided we need a drug dog and how much it's going to cost, not just to acquire, but in an ongoing fashion. We just don't know enough.
Right, and Allison, you're absolutely right. The one thing I want to add to that, and Marlena, this is not a comment on you, right? But you and we all heard about Barry the drug dog at the same time. You, as the township administrator, should know the answers to all of these questions, but I think you were taken by surprise. So as I had mentioned earlier this morning, we need to be having, not we, but you and the mayor need to be having a procedural discussion on how these types of acquisitions come to be. I don't care where the funds come from, there are always implications on township resources. So if it's coming from a trust fund for the initial purchase, as we saw, the drones were initially purchased with donated funds, but there are far-reaching implications that arise from that, have financial impacts, and that's where we come in.
I fully understand it, and I do agree with you.
Does the township have a policy on gifts? You know, people want to give the township gifts. I know at the school board level on their agendas, someone wants to give a gift. Might be an instrument, could be almost anything, whatever. Could be, I guess, maybe money too. That they have to approve that.
I think
It's on
with
their
our
agenda.
last,
If we had
and we
that
joked
policy,
about-
then we would catch a lot more things.
right, and I mean, we joked about my certainly advocacy of the pagoda, lesson learned, right? I think there were ongoing expenses related to the pagoda that did impact the township, unexpected because of the strong wind or whatever, but that's what makes me then question Barry the drug dog and the ongoing expenses.
But there is a big difference between the beautiful pagoda
Yes.
and Barry the drug dog. We can't predict wind, and it really was an unexpected thing that happened. But we know that dogs need to eat every day, and we know that they need medical care and training. And there are implications with vehicles that need maintenance. And if somebody gives us a decorative rock, it generally doesn't need maintenance. So there's a difference between a thing and a machine and a being. So I think that we really need to find out what the policy is.
Well, didn't the mayor, when he was a council member, propose a gift policy, and you guys shot it down?
My mistake.
It
So there is no gift policy, to
Yes,
my
but
knowledge.
it didn't,
We
it
tried,
didn't
but
cover
didn't go
the kinds of gifts and analysis the way we
When I
said it.
think really, I'm asking the questions just about the ancillary expenses. On this one, it's a small enough amount, but I think we can try and project what the ancillary expenses are. And I just want to make sure that this trust fund has enough money in it to cover those ancillary expenses. And if they don't, then this needs to be something council is voting on. The way this appears, my understanding is we're not actually voting on it. Is that right? Because we don't appropriate this money?
I would say you do vote on it. In this instance,
Well, this is a-
the initiative should have been brought to the administration's attention and shared with council, and there should have been dialogue.
Exactly.
Because of the financial commitment and how that commitment is going to be satisfied not only in the current year, but in future years.
And are the expenses for Barry's upkeep coming out of this trust fund? I don't think that Cerno's expenses came out of this trust
No,
fund.
I will
So-
tell you from the short period of time I've been here, I consider myself an old-timer already, from what I have reviewed on the bills list, it's all coming out of the police department operating budget, which is current fund, which is general taxpayer.
And that
Money.
is subject
And-
to our review.
That is correct.
So
That is
we're going to
correct.
pull this right now, right, and not vote on Barry the drug dog and his $7,800 price tag as part of today's proceedings, subject to getting more information.
I
Do I
also
have to
want
make a
know-
motion on that?
We also want to know,
Do-
is there any, like, police stipend or overtime? Because that dog lives with a police officer, so I'm just curious how that works.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of unanswered.
And
There's
questions.
FLSA issues involved with a police dog, there's case law on that.
FLSLA is,
Fair Labor Standards Act.
I'm sorry. but
Overtime
it's
issue.
considered
And when
overtime.
a dog retires.
And I think some police
They're
department,
only functional for a couple of years, and then they have to retire.
Right.
How
but-
long did we
but-
have Cerno? Who is like the most adorable dog?
Oh,
And
he's
Mackie.
beautiful.
I mean, these guys are fantastic. It's just, I don't have a dog because they're expensive. So I think we should be asking.
But
for it.
when
I think somebody has to
retires,
make
how
a
do you
motion
handle
to
that?
remove that from
I'll
the,
make a
resolution.
motion to remove expenses and purchase orders related to Barry the drug dog.
Oh, second.
Roll call vote?
Jeevers,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Manzara,
yes.
Zhang,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Have you taken enough notes, Marlena, so you know what we need to know before we put this back?
I know that the chief was at a budget hearing before this council, and the same questions were asked at that time, so.
And we didn't get the answers,
I know, and the mayor and I will be dealing with that.
because I know we want to know, as we never asked about Cerno or Mackey, does the officer who invites a police dog into his family get a stipend? And I did ask if Cerno is, now that he's retired, does he get a pension? Are we still paying for his medical expenses?
Even for New
and
Jersey,
food?
that would be a stretch. But I don't, but do we need a resolution when a dog retires to say we're giving it, let's say, to the officer? Is there something
You know,
official that needs to be done?
I personally would recommend that be done.
For best practice.
I don't think we have a fixed asset tag on him, but going forward, we should have a fixed asset.
Didn't we have an issue
There is
with
a fair
stones?
market value to an asset, and I'm a dog lover, so I consider,
Well, I think
the
we
dog
know
an
where we're
animal
going.
and not an asset, but for township,
Has he been
Taxpayer-
retired?
Municipal finance law, it is an asset for the purposes of, if we were in family court and family law and other laws with regard to abuse and so forth, they are considered more than an asset and something, somewhere between a person and an asset.
He's chattel, right? I mean,
but
all right.
also the township should
Actually,
be,
newer laws are more than chattel.
the township should be relieved of any financial and/or liability associated with that animal.
So
Okay.
if you confirm through your discussions with the police department that he has fully been retired and is out of service, then we should have a resolution come before us to confirm that.
I think maybe we should talk to the mayor about that.
Well, we
Is that
have
our-
to decide what service is, because I know that the police department offered photos of your children with the police dog, and we have the most delightful photo of my granddaughter with Cerno. And, well, that's Cerno fundraising for the police, so maybe he's not fully retired. So I think that this can be gone into by administration and the mayor and the police, and we can move on. So do we have a motion for the rest of the bills and claims and the
Consent
resolution R059?
So moved.
Second,
Jeevers,
Yes.
Hamilton,
yes.
Manzara,
Yes.
Zhang,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes, but I abstain on numbers 70309 and 70310, which are repayments to me for going to seminars. So now we are up to recommendations from administration.
2019 R060, authorizing an increase of $4,397.90 to SHI International under New Jersey State Contract M0003-89851 for the procurement of software licenses for silent passenger GPS software for public works vehicles. 2019 R061, authorizing the increase of $1,258 for Burgess Associates Incorporated Planning Consultant Professional Service Agreement for 2018. 2019 R062, authorizing the increase of $4,135.84 for Miller, Porter, and Mueller land use litigation for 2018. 2019 R063, authorizing the increase of $19,705 for Ruderman, Horn, and Esmeraldo labor attorney for 2018. 2019 R064, authorizing a contract for Parker McKay, PA Township Attorney Legal Services for January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2018 for $132,283.86. 2019 R065, supporting the West Windsor Township Environmental Commission resolution for electronic vehicles, charging infrastructure for West Windsor Township. 2019 R066, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute an agreement with the County of Mercer for 2016 Homeland Security grant funding in the amount of $43,193.12.
Well, Mike has asked that the Parker McKay resolution be pulled, so I would like to pull that. Is there anything else people want to pull? Hearing none, can we have a motion for RO 60, 61, 62, 63, 65, and 66?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. What we have next is introduction of ordinances. Now, I have to say, these ordinances are a result of negotiation to settle our affordable housing litigation, and the judge has given us a very short window to adopt them. And that is why we are introducing them in a form that under other circumstances we wouldn't be using. There were typographical errors and other not large errors that were discovered by Ms. Jeevers and Planning Board Chair O'Brien and myself, and those will be incorporated, I hope, by the Planning Board when they take these on reference a week from Wednesday. So we will be adopting the fixed-up form, but because of the judge's short window, we are introducing them in the form that we have them. So, here goes.
2019-02, an ordinance to amend and supplement the Code of the Township of West Windsor, 1999, Chapter 200, Land Use, Part 1, Site Plan Review, Article 2, Terminology, Section 200-4, Definitions, Subsection B regarding the definition of congregate housing, and Part 4, Zoning, Article 27, Use and Bulk Regulations for Resident District, Section 200-194, Planned Residential Retirement Community, using regulations subsection B to F regarding maximum permissible density.
So do I have a motion to introduce?
I move to introduce 2019-02.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
2019-03, an ordinance amending the Code of the Township of West Windsor, 1999, to modify an affordable housing set-aside requirement.
I move to introduce 2019-03.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Sorry, the public hearing for those first two are March 18th, 2019. 2019-04, an ordinance amending the Code of the Township of West Windsor, 1999, to create a R-5C district.
Move to approve 2019-04.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Public hearing, March 18th, 2019. 2019-05, an ordinance amending the code of the Township of West Windsor, 1999, to create a R-5D district.
I move to approve 2019-05.
Motion to
Introduce.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Public hearing, March 18th, 2019. 2019-06, an ordinance amending the code of the Township of West Windsor, 1999, to create a PMN-1 district.
Move to introduce 2019-06.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yep.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Public hearing, March 18th, 2019. 2019-07, an ordinance amending the code of the Township of West Windsor, 1999, to create an RP12 district.
Move to introduce 2019-07.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yep.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Public hearing, March 18th, 2019. 2019-08, an ordinance amending the redevelopment plan for Princeton Junction by adding a new RP-12 district.
Move to introduce 2019-08.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Public hearing, March 18th, 2019. 2019-09, an ordinance amending the redevelopment plan for Princeton Junction by modifying affordable housing requirements.
Move to introduce 2019-09.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yep.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Public hearing, March 18th, 2019. 2019-10, an ordinance amending the code of the Township of West Windsor, 1999, by modifying affordable housing requirements in the RP-3, RP-7, and RP-10 districts.
Move to introduce 2019-10.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yep.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Public hearing, March 18th, 2019. 2019-11, Township of West Windsor, Mercer County, New Jersey, ordinance amending Chapter 200, Land Use, Article 23, Housing Trust Fund of the Code of West Windsor Township regarding the collection of development fees in support of affordable housing as permitted by the New Jersey Fair Housing Act.
Move to introduce 2019-11.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Public hearing, March 18th, 2019. 2019-12, Township of West Windsor, Mercer County, New Jersey, ordinance amending Chapter 200, Land Use, Article 31, General Provisions and Supplemental Regulations governing certain uses of the Code of West Windsor Township to address the requirements of the Fair Housing Act and the Uniform Housing Affordability Controls, UHAC, regarding compliance with the township's affordable housing obligations.
Move to introduce 2019-12.
Second.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Manzara.
Yes.
Zhang.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Public hearing, March 18th, 2019.
Well done.
Thank you.
Additional public comment?
Good evening. Gene O'Brien, 13 Green Drive, and Planning Board Chairman. When the clerk conveys these ordinances to our Planning Board for review, will the comments that any of you have provided be included with the transmission so we know officially what they are? I'm sorry?
I will arrange for that, yes.
Okay, and I will share the comments that I provided to you folks with the Planning Board. So all the comments that have been provided should be in front of the board on the 13th.
Yeah, I think so far it's just Allison and I.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody else, anything else.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Council reports. Virginia.
Ken Jacobs and I are working on rewriting the Parks and Rec code and just updating it, and we should have something very soon. And that's the only meeting that I had.
Thank you.
So, yep.
Looking forward to it. YZ?
Yeah, there was a school board meeting the day after President Day. Because of the conflict, I couldn't go. But I talked to Michelle Case, the council president. So she updated me that they had their first budget discussion, but there was really no specifics, just overview. Tomorrow evening, they will have more information. I plan to be there. They also accepted the audit report, which has nothing, meaning they couldn't find anything bad, so that's a good thing.
No recommendations from the
Yes,
board.
yeah, so that's what I mean. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Linda?
Just to say it for the record, for the public, the planning board unanimously approved amendments to the land use elements of the West Windsor Master Plan and the housing element and fair share plan on February 27th. The board will review the ordinances introduced by council tonight on March 13th. The board meets this Wednesday, March 6th, and will vote on minutes and 6 resolutions of memorialization.
Aisha?
Nothing.
I have no council report, but Mr. O'Brien sent me an email a few days ago reminding me of an email I had sent him about a year ago suggesting that one body or another take up a discussion of amending the RP7 zone so that professional offices are allowed on the main floor below apartments, not completely, but some percentage of that, which is now reserved solely for retail. You just can't fill as many square feet of retail as we have in the RP7 zone, and allowing professional offices at some percentage, I'm picking something out of the air, 50%, would mean that the space would be leased and the developers would be happy and it would make a better downtown. But this means we need an ordinance amendment. So what is your pleasure? Should I bring it before you here?
I think you should bring it. It's your idea, and it's a good idea.
Well, then I will have it written up, and I will put it on for discussion so that you can all look at it. And if we all think it's a good idea, then we can either introduce it and send it to the planning board. They will have 45 days to review it, or we can just send it to the planning board for their discussion and their recommendation. But I'll have something for 2 weeks from now, so you won't get it verbally at the last minute. You'll see it with your packet. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me, Mr. O'Brien, and thank you for your comments. That's all I have. Administration updates?
I have none.
Well, do I have a motion to adjourn at 20 of 8?
Second.
So moved.